What's up, guys? It's your favorite Money Muse, and I'm here to talk to you about current real estate topics that's going on and how it affects you as an investor. Guys, please make sure that you do your follow up research. This video is for educational purpose and that you guys invest wisely, okay? Got my notes on my phone, so I'll be reading from my phone. And make sure you guys like, subscribe, donate to the channel. The information is in my subscription box. I'm sorry, my subscribe box, and also in my bio. I'll also make sure to link it, okay? Um, all right, guys. So, even though this is the best time for investors to go ahead and buy producing properties, investment producing properties, there are things we need to take in consideration due to the new policies that may be implemented from the recent election with Donald Trump back in office. Two of his solutions is that one, he wants to reshape and expand the U.S. economic landscape by putting tariffs in place on imported goods, and two, immigration reform. Um, so let's get into it. In regards to tariffs, I hope I'm saying that right. I be saying stuff all crazy. Tariffs, whatever. Okay, in regards to tariffs, anything that's basically being imported into the United States will be pre-taxed. Therefore, this is leaving businesses slash manufacturer owners to pay a tax ahead of time versus them being able to pay the taxes after goods have been cleared in the United States. Excuse me, thus making business and manufacturer owners having to potentially increase the product sales amount to the consumers due to it costing more to get it across the U.S. borders. Right now, it's still under speculation if it would even make product prices inflate or deflate. But 9 times out of 10, economists have already said this is going to possibly make products inflate. Now, according to an article written by Anna K. Cortell, November 14th, 2024, her article title is "Investors Are We Barreling Toward More Inflation?" It basically states that, and I quote in the article, it says the other major issue with tariffs is that it affects the retaliation from one trade partner countries. As the Yale Lab report makes clear, while a scenario in which there was no retaliation would rise 2.6, I'm sorry, no retaliation would raise 2.6 trillion over the next decade, or 0.7 of the U.S. GDP. If traded partners retaliate with their own tariff measures, it would reduce its revenue by anything between 12% and 26%. Okay, let me explain it all in whatever terms. Basically, it's saying that when a manufacturer has to get things over here, and before they're even able to get it over here, they have to pay a pre-tax. And if it's already bad business between, let's say, a U.S. and let's say China or somebody, and they get mad because of how exportation and things are going on, they could raise those taxes before it gets to the United States. So that's going to leave manufacturers having to pay things up front, paying an unknown, an astronomical amount. And once it gets back into the consumer's hand, it's going to be already inflated because it's going to have to be paid up front, basically, instead of being paid on the back end. And that's going to really trickle down into the housing market because of how products and construction materials are going to be over here being imported, and how they're going to be, the supply and demand. So basically, you're going to have supplies that you may not be able to get to, or supplies that are going to be so high because it took so much to get them over here. Okay. The reason why tariffs could affect the housing market is because construction material manufacturers have to pay upfront taxes. This is what I just said. This is all in my words too. This is my stuff. So, but basically it's saying, investors, you're going to have to, so with investors, you're going to have to possibly do your rehab budget, okay? You're going to have to really look at your new builds. You're going to have to look at your current rehab budgets and look at the fact that your construction costs and your materials are going to end up probably costing more due to what's going on if these tariffs are really put in place. This also means that as an investor, you have to start looking at your more suppliers, looking at different contractors, looking at different networks of people who can help you get to materials that you need to be able to get to in order to complete your rehab budget. Also, excuse me, you're going to have to basically up the cost for your rehab budget as well, because things are going to go up. Okay. It's going to force you to start looking at a wider range of products as well. So instead of you always looking at maybe low grade or, maybe high grade, you're going to have to fluctuate between low, medium, high grade, because it's not going to be what you like. It's going to be what is available. Okay. What is able to make it across those U.S. borders without it being so astronomically high. Okay. You're going to play around with different materials, textiles, and you're going to start basically, like I said, fluctuating your investment rehab budget, basically all due just because of supply and demand. So basically, as an investor, you need to start pre-planning now, and you want to be able to have everything in your budget correct, because we all know rehab budgets and new build project budgets, if that goes to shit, you just fucked up. You just throw away the whole project. You done fucked up the whole project. Okay. So, the next thing with that, with the new administration coming in, they want to do immigration reform. Okay. So in regards to immigration reform, and this is also in the same article by Ann, it states that census data by the National Association of Home Builders show that as of 2022, about a third of construction workers were foreign-born. In some parts of the country, notable in Texas, the share is closer to 40%. Okay, losing that labor force would eventually drive up housing prices because of increased labor costs. Okay, so that's end quote. So basically, when this group of foreign-born construction workers who are currently in the United States start to get deported back to their native country, we're going to start seeing a strain of workers, laborers, and that's going to vary from anything. That's just not the standard labor, okay? That's going to be all the way from plumbers, electricians, project managers, especially the ones who are dealing with people who have to translate. Also, it's going to be anything dealing with people dealing with the concrete. It's going to be a big, you're going to have to deal with that. You're going to see labor, the bodies decreasing. Okay. So what that means for you as an investor is that you will possibly be seeing labor costs, because you're going to have to find people who are going to be able to suffice the long haul man hours, as well be sustainable to function and complete the job in the contracted timely manner. Not only, like I said, this is include a skilled laborer, but this is going to go all the way through from that to project managers. So just, even as an investor, you want to also look at it as in a positive way, if you want to look at it that way. If you want to go ahead and get your hand in other parts of real estate, and the services and things that are needed to be provided through real estate, go ahead and start. If you want to open up an organization where you're dealing with employee-based people, employee-based organization, go ahead and start investing a company into into landscaping, into plumbing, into the electricians, the contractors, to the project managers, because you're going to need these people. And if they are going to start getting deported back to where their native country is, you're going to have to get this stuff. You don't want to be the one scrapping, searching, and scrambling, because you still need to get your projects done. Okay, you still have to get your projects done in a timely manner. You still have to get this labor, and you still have to make sure that you are producing the best quality as an investor. Okay, so that's just something to look at as an investor. Now, for my ladies, being a project manager, doing construction buying, like I was 2 years ago, I was working at Fox Network, and I was a construction buyer. Very chef kiss with money. Okay, it was a lot of crazy shit going on, but now that was working for the movie business. I was working for show business, so that's a whole another beast. But being a construction buyer, project manager, even when I moved back, literally That was really great money. And ladies, that's more of a secretarial role. That's more administration role. You're going to be dealing with invoices, keeping up with certain materials, certain parts, things like that. And it's really easy. It's really, really easy. It won't be hard, especially if you got, organization skills, because the men out there, they not doing that shit. They run around with hammers and throwing shit at each other. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you keeping up the paperwork and keeping people out your way and doing payroll, and because you can add a little more to it, you know what I'm saying, that's a really good job to look into, especially now that this market, you're gonna see a change of employees and where they're going to be located. Okay. Make sure you keep your contracts together, guys, because right now, because of labor is going to be tossed up, you're going to have to keep cushion in your contract labor. So let's just say you have a project that's usually takes you 6 months. Start planning for about 7 to 8 months out, just because of all these changes that are going on, and that you're going to have to start finding a new network, finding new people, and seeing who you can and cannot work with. Okay. And you still want to be able to make your deadlines. Okay. And like I said, get your handyman, get your labor workers, get all the people you need to do. Okay. So that way, you just don't want to lose out. And then also, like I said, because our main goal is to get our money to the bank so we can keep continuing to reinvest to expand our dollar. Okay. We are here to expand this shit, and that's what we need to do. So yeah. All right. So guys, think about that. That's a hot, quick topic. Make sure, like I said, you like, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the video, and stay safe, and enjoy your time. Mwah. Love you. Bye.